Today was the first day of deliberation. Apparently, they did the closing this morning, and we are now in deliberation. The jury was in deliberation for approximately 3 hours, and the judge have just sent them home for the night and have them come in tomorrow around 8:45. So hopefully, all 12 jurors show up, and they could continue the deliberation. It was funny. One of the guards that was here was like, "Oh, they should be finished today." I'm like, "Really?" He said, "Yeah," and I said, "Really?" He said, "Okay, maybe tomorrow." I'm like, "Really?" It's not even funny because it's a serious case, but it's just the idea that someone would even think so. So I didn't ask him whether he thought the reason why it was going to go fast is because the jury is going to find the brothers guilty, or the jury is going to find the brothers innocent. I didn't ask that. But, yeah. So the family is passing me now. The family is passing me now.
Sorry.
That's good. I believe the family just passed me. It's not. The family just passed me just now, coming through the back. I think a couple of them is in the front. You know. So while I was there, we were waiting for them to come out. The only people that was in the courtroom was reporters. A lot of the reporters was younger than me. It was just me and another reporter that seemed to be around my age. Everyone else seemed so much younger. It was cute. They were having a great conversation about certain clubs they visit in the summertime. Then they started talking about Sex in the City, and then different shows. So it was nice to see them get together and have great conversations. So I was enjoying that while I was waiting. But then the court clerk came in and said that the judge is going to be here around 5 and change to have the jury. I sent the jury home because apparently a couple of juries said that the latest they could stay is 5:30. So one of the defense lawyers was sitting in the courtroom, but I didn't see none of the government lawyers. They weren't there. So after the clerk came in, then she started calling everybody, and everybody started coming in. We all sat down on the right-hand side of the back pew. That's the media. And as soon as they came in, of course, Mark came in with his old bravado, smiling, hand in his pocket, chilling. The other defense came in. They're all looking all relaxed. Tinny, I think she's the one that was pregnant last time. She came in smiling. They're all smiling as if nothing could faze them. And then she had a great conversation with the sketch artist. I think they were asking her about, that's why I think I remember she's the one that was pregnant, because they were asking her about the baby, and she was talking about the baby. It was a great conversation, right? The government came in very stoic, very serious. You could always tell that the government from the defense, especially the rich defendant. Normally in a regular trial, it's the defense that are serious. Hey, how are you? Gabriel, how are you? Hunterton Smith. Normally in a regular trial, everyday poor man trial, it's the defense that come in serious, and so does the government. So equally, they come in serious. But when it comes to clients with money, they be chilling. They be over here like, hey, hey, yeah. I'm like, God damn, y'all ain't worried? I guess money could buy you happiness, because they don't have a thing to do to say. And then the clients come out. The family looked kind of relaxed. when the defense came out, because the family was there also. So they come out, all the lawyers come. Again, the government lawyers, prosecutors, come in stoic and serious. Then the defense lawyers start talking to the family. They ask them questions. Mark, of course, who, even though there's 3 brothers with different lawyers, Mark and another lawyer, the one with the long hair, they were talking to the family. The other one was sitting with the family, and you could see he was answering, but he wasn't really smiling, but he was relaxed, just talking to them. They probably was asking him what he thought and everything. Of course, when Mark, with the big personality, he came in there, with his hand movement. I could just see him saying, no, it's a good thing that they didn't come to a conclusion. Don't worry, everything's gonna be all right. I could just see his whole personality and his movement to his family, the family. Then they go get the brothers. The brothers come out. Of course, I guess it's because today is Thursday, it's not Friday. But I guess it's because this must be holiday season, because this is the first time I saw one of the brothers have a yarmulke on his head. So I'm like, oh, so you trying to throw in the religion? Because I heard that one of the things that they were talking about before I left, the last chef that I saw, they were saying, oh, did you do any type of other dinner besides the dinners in the Manhattan and Hampton? He's like, yes, I did the big, I forgot which holiday it is. I don't know if it's Shabbat, some holiday. And they was like, what does it entail? Oh, it entail a lot of prayers, and family getting together, and I cook the meal for the entire family. So not only are they trying to make them into a family boy or players in one end, but they want everybody to see them as wholesome, religious young men who care about family and religion. So when one of the brothers came in with a yarmulke, I'm like, well, you really pushing this? You really pushing the religion right now? Because I didn't see the few times that I've been in the court, and I have to ask Mel. I ain't seen none of the brothers wear yarmulkes at all. They wore suits and wear yarmulkes. So I guess he's trying to switch it up or something. But, I could just be biased. So they come in. First they came in kind of looking serious and stuff like that. And I could tell you the twins look exactly alike. A lot of people were saying, at least the assumption was when you look at the pictures, that one twin has more of like a baby face kind of situation. But I'm looking at them and I'm like, yo, y'all really, maybe it's because they grew into their faces, but they look identical in court, right? So anyway, they come in, they're a little bit serious. There's no real smiley like they did the last few times. One of the brothers always turn around and speak to the parents and stuff like that. The older brother, he's in the front, so I don't see him really talk to the parents. He talks to his lawyer most of the time when the lawyer is there. And the other brother, the other twin, and I can't tell the difference, is pretty much talking to the lawyer facing up. Every once in a while, he'll turn around and he look at his parents, but he doesn't engage in full conversation as the other. But again, I can't tell you which one of them is more, I can't tell them apart, but I'm just saying one twin always turn around, talk to his parents, have long conversations, where the other one is more to himself, maybe talk to a lawyer, just waiting. But you could tell they weren't like jovial, like their lawyers, but the lawyers surrounds them and started talking to them and stuff like that. And I'm sure telling them the same thing, like, there's no worries, this happen all the time. It's fine. We are confident that it's gonna be good. So you could tell that they were talking. Of course, again, Mark is the big personality, so he's talking the most, in my opinion. But you have another lawyer that's talking to his client. So each lawyer talking to the client. When they get up now, they gave each other these big hugs and patting each other in the back, and you could hear the pat and the slap of the back. Oh no, before that, I'm sorry. Before that, so the brothers come in, and then the judge come in. Everybody stand up. The judge come in, Then she has everybody sit down. Then we get up, and then she has the jury come in. The jury filed in. I did not see the jury looking at the brothers. And sometimes they say that's an indication. I don't believe it. I don't believe that's an indication. But I didn't see any of the jurors looking at the brother. There was one brother with kind of like braided hair, and he's a black male. He was kind of smiling a little bit, but everybody else seemed to want to keep a serious face, right? So they come in. She said, you guys said that needed to leave. Some of you said you need to leave at 5:30. Okay, thank you for coming. We want you to be here tomorrow morning. As soon as you come in, we want you to start, all of you guys get together, start deliberating. Thank you for coming. Everybody stand up. The jury leaves again. When the jury leaves again, I didn't see them looking at the brothers. But again, I could be wrong. I didn't see it, right? So I'm like, okay. So the jury left. After that, that's when the judge was like, okay, let's give the jury a few minutes to leave the courtroom. And so we sat back down to wait, and that's when I started observing. Not only observing, but I was also talking to the other reporters. There was me and I think the reporter that's closer to my age. We started engaging, and we were talking about Mark and Nephilia particularly. And I said my piece about Mark, how I roll, and stuff like that. And they were talking about how he also been hired for other cases. I'm like, yeah, he's going to be, I said, that's going to be his thing now, because now he has like these 2 cases. It's going to be his thing. He's going to be the lawyer of predators, because that's the thing that's what he's going to be about. That's what he's going to be known as, right? That's what I said. And I said a couple of things and stuff like that. And I told him how he got Diddy off and everything, how he tore down the survivors and stuff like that, in my opinion. I gave a couple of sentences in my opinion. I said, but at the end of the day, he definitely know how to bring it to make people relax and make them laugh and make them think that he's one of them, and he can understand their opinions, and he can understand the real life, and that the government is doing too much and stuff like that. And I said, I'm sure that's what he's going to try to, that's what he did with the closing, and that's what he wants to leave them with. So anyway, after about 10 minutes, the court officer was like, okay, we can leave, because they didn't even want the clients to leave until the jury were out of the area. As soon as they got up, you hear them giving the lawyers a big hug, slapping each other in the back all loud and stuff. I'm like, shit, y'all love each other like that? Is that a love fest going on? So they slapped the lawyers in the back and everything like that. And then after that, they get escorted out. And then we leave, and the lawyer leave. When I was in the elevator, one of their lawyers was in the elevator, and I was talking to the reporter. But as soon as I saw one of the lawyers, I hushed up, because I don't want, to make any of the lawyers feel uncomfortable. And pretty much that's it. They left. I left. I'm gonna try to get up early tomorrow, because tomorrow's deliberation. A lot of people are hoping and anticipating they're gonna have an answer tomorrow. The judge didn't get any note or anything like that. So, I don't know. We don't know what's going on. They're just deliberating. Normally we get notes and stuff like that, but it looked like there was no note or anything. So tomorrow they come back. I'll come back. I'm going to try to come early and try to be there when the verdict comes in. If I'm not there for the verdict, I'm definitely going to go outside the court to get the reaction of the verdict. But there's not really that many people, to be honest with you. There's only a handful of reporters. And maybe the newspaper, the cameras will be there tomorrow, but there's no cameras outside. There's nothing. It's like nobody care really about this case, So anyway, that's it. So guys, I'll talk more about it later tonight. I'm going to be with Mel Smith if we have our show tonight, Watching the World, and we'll talk more about it. All right, take care. Okay, bye.